Hello YouTube, my name is Nero and today we have some Hearthstone, and today I want to make a bit of a different video. I want to talk to you guys about Machinima because oftentimes I get people that come to my YouTube channel here and they see the Machinima intro at the very beginning of the video and they say to me, Nero, why are you partnered with Machinima? I've heard terrible things about Machinima. You should probably leave Machinima. I know these things that you don't know, which is so crazy because like I've been doing YouTube professionally for almost 5 years now. Like there's nothing you guys know that I don't already know, especially when it comes to Machinima. But I figured I would discuss why I'm with Machinima, why I have the Machinima intro here on my videos here on Nero's Let's Plays, and just basically tell you guys the entire story. And good stories start from the beginning, so let's start there. In 2011, I made my YouTube channel, Nero Cinema. At the time, Black Ops 1 was coming to an end, and Modern Warfare 3 was right around the corner. Battlefield 3 had just come out. I think Gears 3 was also out at the time. I was making videos of all of these games, and I was doing it pretty consistently. I had YouTube channels in the past, but I never took any of them really seriously. When I created Nero Cinema, my thought was I want to make a real go at YouTube. I want to put all my effort into this and see how far I can actually go. And as you guys know, here I am almost 5 years later, still doing it professionally. When Modern Warfare 3 actually came out, I had a few videos that blew up pretty early on. Now, they weren't huge by any stretch of the imagination, but they helped my channel grow quite a bit. I gained about 1,000 subscribers almost overnight, and I was getting about 1 million views a month, which at the time was pretty good, especially for a channel of that size. And even by today's standards, a pretty successful YouTube channel can be getting 1 million views a month. Like, it's not ridiculous by, you look at some of the superstars out there, like that's really nothing, that's a drop in the bucket. But for a lot of channels, like 1 million views in a month is a pretty good amount, and I was getting that back in like 2012. That is what made me really think to myself, now is the time. I've been working on my channel here for almost 6 months now. I've had a couple of videos blow up. Let's see if I can get my channel partnered while I have this, so I can basically take advantage of this little bit of success. Because I knew it wasn't going to last forever, but I wanted to try to get partnered as soon as possible to make sure I was actually partnered and I wouldn't have to worry about that going forward. The first company I decided to reach out to was actually Yoush. Now, I didn't know about Machinima at the time, but Machinima back then, keep in mind, like 2011, 2012, they were like in their prime. They were like a top tier network, and only the best of the best got into that network in my eyes. Like whenever I looked at the people that were partnered with Machinima, it was like this big elite group. So I decided to try to reach out to Yoush, which was a smaller network at the time. They're not even a network anymore, who were known for signing smaller channels to their network. And unfortunately, Yoush did not see any potential, I don't think, in my channel for one reason or another. Like they decided, I don't know the exact details, but they decided to not partner my channel. And I was pretty disappointed by that. And I thought to myself, well, I don't really have anything else to lose. I'm going to try applying for Machinima as I was applying to a bunch of different networks. And to my surprise, Machinima actually accepted me. They said, okay, here is the contract. And they gave me an offer. And the offer they gave me was basically the entry-level deal at Machinima. I can't describe exact details, but it was the old perpetuity flat CPM contract where you earned X amount of money every time you earned X amount of views. But part of that deal was actually that I could partner a second YouTube channel, which I thought was crazy because I didn't even have a second YouTube channel. I only had Nero Cinema, but it was pretty common back then and even today for people to have a backup channel for one reason or another. Like vloggers will oftentimes have a backup gaming channel. Gamers will oftentimes have a backup vlogging channel. Call of Duty guys like myself oftentimes have a backup Let's Play channel because COD fans are notorious for not being open to watching new games. And so you guys will look at most of the major top YouTubers that play Call of Duty. Most of them, if not all, have like a backup Let's Play channel, right? So I thought to myself, okay, well, if I can partner a second channel, I'm going to create a second channel and I'll partner that along with Nero Cinema. And thus, Nero's Let's Plays was born, and it has been a passion project for me ever since. Nero Cinema has been basically the focus of all my attention, all my work and effort goes into Nero Cinema, whereas Nero's Let's Plays is a passion project. I do it for fun. It's a place where I can make videos of games that I like to play that aren't necessarily Call of Duty. Even if they don't get views, it's a place where I can post old indie games like Game Dev Tycoon, or relive old favorites like Borderlands 1 and Borderlands 2, or make random videos like I did the other day with World of Warcraft and the idea of like Nostalrius and private servers and stuff like that. It's a fun channel that I have fun with on the side, whereas I'm also working really hard on Nero Cinema at the same time, and I've been partnered with Machinima on both channels the entire time. Now, don't get me wrong, I've heard all the horror stories about Machinima. I know about the perpetuity contracts because my first contract was a perpetuity contract. I know about the deal that they had with Xbox to promote the console without properly disclosing it to viewers, because I was actually part of that. I didn't realize the severity of it at the time, but I've apologized for it. I talked about it in the past, but I was a part of that, and I know about that as well. The top channels were getting pay cuts. I know about channels that were basically tied to Machinima, and they weren't able to get out of their contracts. Like, I have seen and heard everything you guys have, and probably more, because I've been within the network the entire time. The thing is, none of it has ever really affected me. Like, my original contract was one of those big evil perpetuity contracts, which if you guys don't know, a perpetuity contract is a contract that basically you can never get out of. It lasts pretty much forever. When all the dust was being stirred up about that, I was one of the channels that they let out pretty quickly and easily. My new contract was no longer a CPM-based contract, but rather it was now performance-based, and I now earned a percentage of the income that my channel earned. And while I can't go into detail, the contract was pretty bad to start. Like, the percentage split was pretty bad, but I was at the bottom of the totem pole. My channels weren't very successful. Like, the initial success I had for Modern Warfare 3, like, that was a peak, and then it went down to a valley there for a while, basically throughout the remainder of Modern Warfare 3's life cycle, and I didn't really have a lot of, like, I don't know, negotiating power, so I'm just like, I'll take whatever they can give me, and I'll trust that if I get better on YouTube, that my contract will get better, and that's always been the case with Machinima for me. Like, as my channels grew, I would continuously talk to Machinima, and over the years, my contract has gotten better and better. Keep in mind, I have the same contract for both channels, and in fact, over the past couple of years, the contract that I have with Machinima is the best contract I can get without being like some sort of like YouTube superstar. Like, there are some top guys out there that get a ridiculous contract, and while I'm not quite there, I'm pretty freaking close. Like, my contract is really, really good, and I have that same contract for both channels, and no other offer any other network has ever made me, has ever come close to the one Machinima has given me, while also providing all the extra things that they provide to me. Like, I give a percentage of my income to Machinima for copyright protection, right? Like, some of you guys may be thinking to yourself, like, why would you partner with a YouTube network? Like, why do YouTubers even do that? Like, why do they sign off a percentage of their channel's income to this network for no reason? Well, the reason why is there's a good reason, right? It's copyright protection, right? It is for an in-house sales team. It's like to get better ads on our videos. It's to have, most importantly to me, copyright protection. Like, I'm sure some of you guys are YouTubers yourselves who have had a lot of issues with copyright. Like, you've posted a video of a game and you get a third-party content claim because there's a song in that video that was in the game, or you posted a trailer, they said, well, you're not allowed to post this trailer, or you posted a game and they're like, you're not allowed to post this game. One reason or another, I'm sure you guys, if you're a YouTuber, have had issues with third-party content claims or copyright as a whole. And as a Machinima partner, I don't have those issues. Like, at Machinima, there are people at desks behind computers whose job it is to deal with copyright stuff, and it's great. Like, I have no issues whatsoever. And that's why I give a percentage of my income to Machinima every single month. Every payment, I give them a percentage of it, and just, I've never really had any big issues with them. Again, like, I know all the problems they've had in the past. I know the problems Machinima has had with other partners in the past, but I've never, like, had those issues myself. Like, I was never in a contract that I couldn't get out of. Like, the biggest issue that I've had with Machinima over the years was one time when I signed a new contract with them, which, keep in mind, I've signed like 5 contracts with Machinima, each one of them better than the last. One of the times I signed, like the first month or so, they were paying me under my old rate, and it took me a while to actually get a hold of somebody who could fix that and send me the money that they actually owed me. But ever since then, I've had a talent manager at Machinima, and I actually think it's pretty standard practice now for everybody to have a talent manager, even in other networks, where basically you'll always have somebody in the network where you can call them or get them on Skype or get their email or something, where you have somebody to talk to represent you at Machinima or at your network or whatever. So ever since then, I've always had a person like that, so it's never really been an issue. Overall, I'm coming up on like my 5-year anniversary with Machinima, and it's been great the entire time. I have no issues whatsoever. The money they pay me is top-notch. There is not a single network that can give me a better deal. The copyright protection they give me is top-notch. You'll find a lot of networks out there saying, oh, well, we're going to help you grow your channel. No network can do that. Mark my words here, guys. No network, unless you're maybe like Revel Mode, which is the PewDiePie network, where it's like a very small amount of top-tier YouTubers that all collaborate together. No network is going to help you grow your channel. There's no way for them to do that. The only way to grow your channel is of your own accord, by yourself. Don't fall into these things where a network will say, well, okay, well, we're going to take 50% of your channel's income, but we're going to help you grow by allowing you to post on our special forum and stuff like that. Like, that does not work. It never has worked. It never ever will work. When you're signing with a network, find a big, reputable network. I can recommend Machinima and I can recommend Fullscreen. And since I've never even actually worked with Fullscreen, the only reason I can recommend them is because I have a lot of friends that are partnered with them. Those are the two networks you should be looking at. Don't sign with one of these really random small ones that are just going to be a leech network that just take a percentage of your income for nothing in return. Don't do that. Sign with somebody big. Sign with somebody like Machinima. I know there's a lot of things in the past that have happened with Machinima, or people say, like, oh, they're a terrible network. They really haven't been in my experience, and I've been with them for 5 years. Like, I've had nothing but good things to say about Machinima in my time with them. And it all comes back to, why do I have the Machinima intro here in my videos and Nero's Let's Plays? I don't really have an answer. I guess the answer is why not? Because I don't have an intro for Nero's Let's Plays, and I like having an intro on my videos. And actually, back in the day, it was pretty common for Machinima partners to put the company intro in their videos. It was like a badge of honor at the time, because not a lot of people were Machinima partners. And so if you were able to put their intro in your videos, and it was like, oh wow, that guy's part of Machinima. And while maybe it doesn't have the same prestige today, considering like anybody could be partnered on YouTube these days, I still like to have the Machinima intro on my channel because, one, I like having an intro, and two, they're the network I've been part of for 5 years, and why not? Ladies and gentlemen, that is going to conclude this video. Maybe one day I'll get an actual proper Nero's Let's Plays intro, but for right now, I think the Machinima one actually works. I know this video may sound like a bit of a sales pitch, like, yeah, you guys should partner with Machinima. I haven't talked to anybody at Machinima. Like, they don't know I'm making this video. In fact, I don't think they'd be happy if they watched this video because I was talking about contracts and stuff like that and talking about bad things they've done in the past. I just want to make this video letting you guys know because I still, to this day, occasionally get people that come over to my channel, they see the Machinima intro, and they say, whoa, Nero, haven't you heard about the things they did back in 2012? I'm like, yes, I was there. I was partnered with them. I know everything Machinima has done in the past. I've heard about all the horror stories and all the bad things that may have gone down, but that's never been my experience. The experiences you guys have heard about are very isolated experiences with a couple of top tier YouTubers that decide to go way too public on it. Like, that's basically my understanding of it because I've never had issues with Machinima. And again, every day I get offers in my business email from different networks. None of them can give me a better deal than the one Machinima has. And just, they're a good network. Bottom line, they're a good network. And if you guys want to partner with them, go for it. If you don't, whatever, it's up to you guys. But that is going to conclude the video. I hope you guys all enjoyed it. I hope you guys all found it helpful and informative. I hope you guys all enjoyed some Hearthstone. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.